Hello, and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online. We are undertaking yet another of the prologues. We're currently located in Qa'Rajh, but who's to say how that long that will last? The quest we are on is called the Ravenwatch Inquiry. The Ravenwatch, a society of vampires working for the greater good, has requested I meet with their agent Gwendis to find out more about the Grey Host. I need to meet with Gwendis, a member of the Ravenwatch, to find out more about the Grey Host. So, here we are in lovely Qa'Rajh. Technically High Rock, but less technically probably Hammerfell. So I have been, I've not exactly been scouting about. This is from a previous prologue where we hadn't got any points of interest, which meant that I had to enter from the bridge here and then walk basically all this way to Rubble Butt for the sake of discovering it and acquiring the sky shard within and other parts of the story. So before we want to start this quest, I do want to acquire this sky shard if possible. Now, if we zoom in just a little bit, we can see that it is supposedly on the other side of this rocky line, but it does look like there is access through near this. I'm presuming this is a building. So, let's go and acquire that before we talk to Gwendis. I might do this one a little different than I did the Drakengard Legacy. I deliberately attempted to take my time with the Drakengard Legacy, you know, for the sake of discovering all the lore, and I found that there was, I wouldn't say a shocking lack of lore, because that's a Spriggan and some wolves. Okay, I think I can handle that. Should be able to. Given that I fought a dragon in the last episode, I'd say I am able to. Alright. $4.7k experience. Ooh, that reminds me. Is my experience booster on? It is. Okay, no worries then. See, from how it looks, I would say the sky shard is on this side of the rocks. But it might also be amongst the rocks. Obviously, it will be some place that is accessible. But accessible can mean a lot of things. You can have to go through a dungeon or a delve in order to acquire a sky shard. But that is still accessible. But it's over there, so we just have to go through this Spriggan first. I'll do this as fast as possible, but I am someone who is very tempted by the promise of a sky shard or other kinds of rewards and treasures. So, what is attacking me? Nothing. Right, well, don't show me as being attacked then. How about that? Did you? Yes, you did. Okay. Well, we want to get rid of the Spriggan first, if at all possible. Because that thing is gonna attempt a summoning. We don't want that. No, sir. Not today. Plus a little bit of scrap is definitely nice. So this should be 2 out of 3 if I'm not remembering wrong. That might be. 2 out of 3. Yeah, that checks out. Okay. The only other reason to go all this way... A hag. And zombies. Was for the sake of finding treasure. I will probably do Qa'Rajh at some point. It is most certainly not of any haste right now. It is in the books down the line when nothing else shows up. And when... Well, how I've been going through this so far, I would say that a large part of it showing up also comes down to... Ooh, that's a troll. Can we take a troll? I mean, yes we can. It's just a matter of how time-consuming is it. Well, he turned his back, so... That's an excellent opportunity for me to slip on by. Oh, a friendly settlement. It's a rare chance. And I see that book, which I intend to read. If I could... Harvest's End. Alright. Acquired. Treasure? Why is there a torch here? I am asking too many questions and not progressing the story. I know. Alright, Gwendis. Right here by the way shrine, which also alludes me to believe that we might need to travel. But let's see. Gwendis, hello.
You hear about the contract. Investigating the Grey Host is like trying to wrestle an angry spirit. Anyway, the Ravenwatch could certainly use the help. And by Ravenwatch, I mean me.
Why is House Ravenwatch investigating the Grey Host?
The Ravenwatch is dedicated to curtailing the activities of unscrupulous vampires, and the Grey Host is as unscrupulous as they come. Someone is rebuilding the ancient army of vampires and werewolves from the First Era. We have to stop them.
How do you know all this?
Hey, I was doing stuff before you showed up. Look, there's a new Grey Host. One of their original leaders may be in charge, and they're experimenting with life energy. If that doesn't spell trouble, I don't know what does. Will you help me?
I'll help you find out more about the Grey Host, yes.
Everything I learned up to now points in the same direction. Qa'Rajh Garrison. There's a scholar named Lorette Deal there who may be able to tell us more about the Grey Host and how they were defeated. Cart's over there when you're ready to go.
Oh, well, I mean, we could walk there and it will literally be like a 5-minute walk, but I'll take a cart if it is. But first, lore. Tell me about what you have learned.
My research has uncovered pieces, but I hope the scholars at the Qa'Rajh Garrison can put the puzzle together. Members of the Grey Host experimented with life energy, and at least one of their leaders survived their defeat in the ancient past.
Tell me about the Grey Host survivor.
My research indicates a council ruled the Grey Host. One of those leaders fell out of favor and another survived the final battle. A Durrani noble with connections to Viridian Watch gave the survivor sanctuary. In return, they made her a vampire.
Tell me about the experiments with life energy.
In the ancient past, the Grey Host sought to use life energy to draw souls into containment vessels called stone husks. It had something to do with returning the dead to life. I think there's a new Grey Host, and they've revived those experiments.
Anything else I need to know before we head out?
Probably, but nothing that can't wait. Let's take the cart to the Qa'Rajh Garrison and find the scholars who can tell us more about the history of the Grey Host.
Before you do, what is House Ravenwatch?
I suppose you wouldn't have heard of us. We are a bit secretive. Now's probably a good time to tell you. I'm a vampire. All members of House Ravenwatch are. We hunt bad vampires, and also deal with the occasional misbehaving werewolf.
How many of you are there?
Not nearly enough, and we're stretched pretty thin. Investigating this on my own didn't seem prudent, so I requested aid, and now here you are, offering it. I'm touched.
What are you hoping to accomplish at the Qa'Rajh Garrison?
I'm hoping a scholar of ancient Qa'Rajh battles named Lorette Deal or one of her colleagues can tell us more about the Grey Host. With any luck, they have information about the Grey Host that's not too outlandish.
What do you mean outlandish?
The priests have this old holy text that claims St. Pelin leapt off the garrison's walls, landed among the host, asked Stendarr for endless blood, and then fed them all without dying. Then the garrison dropped some rocks on them. See? Outlandish.
So you want more reasonable answers?
Exactly. We need practical facts about how the Grey Host was defeated at Qa'Rajh garrison. Hopefully Scholar Deal can provide them.
Okie dokie. So, a cart, you say? Where... I mean, it's literally right... Oh. Oh, so I'm not getting a cart. I'm basically getting the quick treatment because I'm already in Qa'Rajh as an area. But the only quest marker that I got traveling from Vulkagard was to go to Qa'Rajh. So I don't know what you want from me. Like, this was literally the only place that was available for me to go. Well. To the gates! So Qa'Rajh is... Technically most of it is high rock. But the southernmost part is Hammerfell. And the Qa'Rajh garrison was erected in part to keep raiders from Alakia out of High Rock, basically allowing the quote-unquote civilized people of High Rock to live in relative peace without fear of raiders constantly barraging through. Where's that? Pillin Graveyard. Yeah, I don't think we have a... that might be relevant to the quest. Might not. Ooh, a merchant. Hello. You are of some use to me.
I'm running supplies.
I need to deal with that at some point. Yeah, this was fine. I was basically just looking to clear out a couple of spots in my inventory. Not that I expect to get a lot from this prologue, but still. Crazy Eye. Cool name. Ooh. Ah, just a water skin. I'll leave that be for the time being then. What's this? Crypt of the Exiles. So I've already discovered, with that one that we just got, 4 out of 16 of the sky shards here in Qa'Rajh. Obviously with one being down at Roppelbotty and now one up here. So, seeing as I haven't gone into other delves, that must mean that the other sky shards were somewhere along the road. Because, as you can see, I have not strayed from the road. Okay, let's see. Who are we supposed to talk to? Not you.
Well, this isn't at all what I expected. What happened here? Nice camp, I suppose.
She seems distraught.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you here for a tour? I'm afraid they've all been suspended until this mess with the Imperial Army is resolved. If I could offer a suggestion, turn around and head for the safety of Evermore's walls.
We came a long way to ask you about the Grey Host.
As you can plainly see, now is not a good time. My fellow scholars and I fled when Septima Tharn and her Daedra-worshipping zealots attacked. We barely got out before the first impacts from their ballistae shook the walls.
Septima Tharn's army attacked Qa'Rajh garrison. Where are they now?
Occupying the walls. And they didn't just attack the garrison, they conquered it. The knights keep saying the Lion Guard will come. That will push the invaders out in less time than it takes to brew a cup of tea. But that hasn't happened yet.
Regardless, I need to ask you some questions about the Grey Host.
I'm sorry. Concern for my colleagues and the Firewatch warrior who accompanied them has my thoughts in a jumble. Come to think of it, the Firewatch are experts on the Grey Host. Find my friends, and I'm sure the warrior will answer your questions.
Firewatch?
They're guardians sworn to watch over a Grey Host burial site located here in Qa'Rajh. One of their warriors was here recruiting when the garrison came under attack. She went to protect my colleagues, but no one's returned. Can you go find them?
I'll find your missing scholars and the Firewatch warrior then.
Cogleen and Indus fled in the direction of Evermore with the Firewatch warrior, while Jannard headed toward Kerbel's Hollow. Please be careful. The wilderness can be treacherous between here and there.
Isn't there anything at all you can tell me about the Grey Host?
Even if my mind wasn't clouded with worry, I'm an expert on the Second Era. My First Era knowledge is extremely limited. The Firewatch knows more about the Grey Host than anyone. Find her and my friends, and she'll provide the answers you seek.
Alright.
Thank you, friend. When you return with the scholars safely in tow, we should be able to put our collective heads together and dredge up that ancient history. That is, if the Firewatch warrior hasn't already satisfied your curiosity.
Okie dokie. Gwendy. Oh! Oh, another. I was about.
This scholar's research doesn't go back to the First Era. And the other scholars fled? That puts a wrinkle in our plans, all right. This Firewatch warrior is a promising lead, though. Let's go find her and the other scholars.
Scholar Deal says the missing scholars ran in 2 different directions.
I heard. Let's split up and go after them. All take Kerbel's Hollow. You head toward Evermore. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Most likely when you enter Qa'Rajh for the first time, you do it through Stormhaven and Wayrest. But you're literally just on the other side of the bridge. Have you ever heard of the Firewatch?
Yeah, my brother Fenorian told me about one he encountered. They're the guardians of an ancient mass grave where the remains of the Grey Host are said to be interred. Probably knows more than the scholars. Find them and meet me back here.
I'll meet you back here with the scholars. So back to...
Find the scholars, but try not to get eaten by anything.
What do you mean by that? Oh, that spider's big enough to be troublesome. I think I could do it without getting some of the small ones. No, you do not get to... You do not get to heal. Bitch. Oh, they're outside. That's not in the direction of... Ah, well, I suppose it is in the direction of Evermore. It just, isn't in Evermore, but potato, potato. So one's... Yeah, let's go for this one first, seeing as he's closer to the path. Then we can always stray and see if we can't reach the other one within reasonable time. I don't see why we shouldn't. Martyr's Crossing.
You there. Come.
Oh! Scholar Indus.
You don't look like a refugee. Are you a soldier from the garrison? What news of the Imperial attack?
Scarlet Deal sent me to find you. She has a camp outside the garrison's walls.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Qa'Rajh and I intended to head straight for Evermore. But the cursed Imperials caught up with us. They would have captured us if not for that Pyre Watch warrior. Have you seen her? Is she alive?
I haven't. Scarlet Deal said she was leading you toward Evermore.
She was, but we ran into Imperials. The Pyre Watch warrior distracted the soldiers and ordered me to flee. Then she took Qa'Rajh and headed west. Please, find them. I worry for their safety.
I'll find them. Go to Scarlet Deal's camp.
I will go to Scarlet Deal's camp now. We are most fortunate you came to our aid.
I came here for information about the Grey Host of the First Era. What can you tell me?
Other than the fact that they were defeated here centuries ago, not much, I'm afraid. I can tell you Empress Hestra's legions came to the aid of Qa'Rajh garrison. That's why Qa'Rajh became part of the Alessian Empire for a time.
You must know something else about the Grey Host.
Alas, you seek facts and figures that I don't have readily at hand. Perhaps when I can retrieve my papers from inside the garrison? You know, the Pyre Watch warrior might be able to help you. They're experts on the Grey Hosts of the First Era.
All right.
I will return to Scarlet Deal's camp. May Tall Papa guide your steps.
I'm not sure if I like the intonation of Tall Papa. That sounds a bit of a loaded title. So not inside the graveyard, but
not with all this going on.
We'll still get the experience for discovering the graveyard. As with the Crypt of Flies, Wisp Mother. Oh, this maybe was a mistake, but we are not alone, so it's less of a mistake then. Hop. Nope, not for me, yeah. What kind of level are you at? Oh, it's a bit below me, but I mean, I don't really care much for ranks or levels. That's not why I'm here. I do, however, enjoy when a fellow traveler is not so overpowered that they just blast through everything and just leave nothing for me. Okay, straight ahead. A hag. So I'm not really entirely sure what hags can do. They don't seem too powerful. So, and they're almost always described as wholeheartedly evil. So I have no qualms taking you out. Which I probably would. Even if you weren't hostile. So, you know, a little bit of good goes a long way. Lore. Campsites like these often contain lore books, but not this one, I guess. A single wisp. This seems fishy. But for 4,300 experience. Ooh. Glowing remnant. When held up to the ear, a soft sound like that of a distant sob can be heard. That's quite valuable for being at a single wisp, but then again, I don't think wisps are usually found alone. They are usually with the wisp mother and a whole heap of other wisps. Well. Ooh, that was also a nice chunk of experience.
Over here.
Sure, I'm just getting some plants. Surely you can't mind that.
You're the first thing I've seen that isn't an undead monstrosity. Oh, lovely. Are you with the garrison? Please, tell me you're here to rescue me.
Scholar Deal sent me to find you. She has a camp outside the garrison walls.
Oh, thanks, Standar. I thought I could make it to Evermore, but I tired myself out. When I tried to pass through the old graveyard, I ran into unspeakable horrors. Thought I was finished. I'll head back now. Oh, say, did you find that Pyre Watch warrior?
I haven't. Scholar Indu said she left to find you.
When the Imperials came after us, she managed to distract them and ordered me to run to the graveyard. I think she headed for the Crypt of the Exiles. Oh, I hope she found shelter within. We owe her our lives. Please, will you go check on her?
I'll check the Crypt of the Exiles. Get to Scholar Deal's camp.
I'll find Scholar Deal's camp straight away. I am in your debt. If I can do anything to aid you, all you have to do is ask.
Well, I'm going to. What can you tell me about the ancient Grey Host?
The army of monsters that ravaged the First Era? Not really my area of expertise. I study the historical accounts of Warlord Thulgreg's army of orcs and goblins. The garrison held strong and denied them passage. Not one got through. Truly inspiring.
You're a historian. You must know something that could help me.
Well, most scholars agree that the fanciful legend about the Grey Host's defeat is, pardon my orcish, guardung. You know, the Pyre Watch are sort of Grey Host experts. Find her, and I'm sure she can provide the answers you seek.
Okie dokie.
I'll hurry back to Scholar Deal's
Oh.
camp. Be safe.
Well, seeing as it is this close, I don't see a reason why not to take it straight away. Even if that means that this episode will run a bit longer, I will try to not make it as long as an hour. Seeing as it doesn't need to be that long. The Dragon Guard videos kind of needed to be that long. Because it just felt like they had a slower pacing. They also had included a style that I really didn't know about, but okay. After Qa'Rajh joined the First Emperor in the First Era 1029, the King of Evermore had a vast cemetery built outside the city to house himself and his descendants, naming it after St. Pelion of Bankerai Pass. Some of the empty mausoleums ended... Ah! Don't do that! I was reading. Alright. Treasure? Well, we know that there's a sky shard down here somewhere. Because it's a delve. And it's a regular non-DLC zone. Ooh. Nah. Okay. Oop. Exiled warrior. Oh. Where do you... I mean, well, I know where you came from. Alright. So, undeads. Did I poison... I think I did. Well, my bad. I did not intend to poison you, friend. It just so happened that you got hit by my poisoned weapon. Yep. Side quest. Well, would you please mind? I'm trying to do the fish stick and read. In no particular order. Money? Yeah. Alright. Ooh. Seems safe enough-ish. Heavy sack. Yep. Oh, a master lock. Haven't had one of those in a while. I'll do my best. First time! Woo! Vampire Lord. That's part of a set. Nah. Okay, let's take this side quest while we're here. Orders from Knight Commander Varaine. Dame Frederick, I am sending you on a mission of the utmost importance. High King Emmerich has requested we undertake this effort as a favor to King Qa'Rajh of Sentinel, and he requests that it be handled quickly. Keep reading. It seems a Redguard warrior named Ulbasar is believed to have died within the Crypt of Exiles. Ulbasar committed a blasphemous crime before fleeing from the Alakir Desert. He stole a precious Redguard artifact, the Memory Stone of Makala Leki. Search the crypt for Ulbasar's sepulchre, and you will hopefully find the Memory Stone. Bring the stone to a Redguard scholar named Madaima, who will be waiting for you at Martyr's Crossing. May St. Pillen be with you, Knight Commander Varaine. I don't know why I'm confirming the order to a letter, but okay. We'll take this side quest because it's here, and because the ending of it, Martyr's Crossing, is more or less literally right outside. Shall we go left or right? I see that it makes little difference. It certainly seems to make a difference, so... Up! Yeah, let's go right. Again, I don't think it matters, but... And I could have rolled a dice for it, but... And that seems a bit minor for the roll of a dice. I don't mind, but I also need to progress, and this has already been a long video. This is already going to be a long video. So... No! No! I did not want that arm guard. You can... go away. There we go. Much better. Ooh, this was the right way. Sent away to stay with the dead. Ooh, what is this? Skeevers. Oh, a bit small, aren't they? I don't know if diseases are a thing in TESO. I would think not, but... Okay, ghosts. Nope. Get bashed. Ooh, glowy. Perfect for a ghost to hide. What? Oh! Or an exiled warrior. Just around the corner. Like a right old prick. Is there another one? Yeah. Oh, that's why I couldn't see them. Because they weren't here. They spawned from the ground like ants. Oh, tall Papa's lamp. Ugh. Again, I don't like the sound of that. The name is just laden with issues and trouble. Alright, we have to go through here. Well, this is not a thoroughfare place, but we shall go through it nonetheless. Get popped on, son! Nope. Pop, pop. Nope. Absolutely not. So a skill point. Hooray! Hooray! Well, that means I have to figure out what I have to use that skill point for, but we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that when we get there. For now, Worrying about that makes no sense. What are you guarding, treasure? I would love for that to be the case. No! Stop that. Ha! No! Money! And rocks. Alright, keep your secrets then. I am not interested in rocks, unless they are gemstones. In which case, I will take care of them for you. I certainly do not mind that, no. No. No summonings, no nottages, no nothing. Thank you, Flappy. Excellent work. I'm more gonna spawn. Well, you weren't spawned, you were here all along. I don't mind that. They are a bit slow to get up. Oh no, a trap! Oh. Well, I don't mind doing things. Salamas Epitaph. Who can recount the tales of the exiles laid afresh in coffins claimed from unflinching bones, last resting place for tired flesh? Here lie weeping men and women torn from homes, forgotten but not lost, in halls that became their tombs. Until the last stone is removed and the prison unsealed, who will sing the mourning hymn of the king's cruelty revealed? Ooh. Cool. Are there any? Yes, there are. Biscuits. Sir, if you don't mind... you're not a sir, are you? Alright. Just get out of the way. Here we go. And a champion point, too. Nice! All in a day's work, as they say. Some runes. Skeleton in a barrel. Scar soul gem. Yoink. Anything else of value? Ulbasar's sepulchre. Oh. Oh, so we just do it. Alright. Fine. Hello, Gwendis.
Come forward, you
Shalaria.
mongrel. My apologies, Wayfarer. The shadows make it difficult to discern friend from foe. You do not look like my enemy. Perhaps Tuwaka has not forsaken me after all. What are you doing in this wretched place?
The scholar deal sent me to find you and the scholars. She has a camp outside the garrison's walls.
It gladdens my heart to hear that Scholar Deal is safe. But what of the other scholars? Did my efforts to lead the Imperials away allow them to get away?
I located the scholars Coglin and Indus. I sent them to Deal's camp.
That is truly fortunate. As for me, I escaped the Imperials only to find myself surrounded by ancient undead. Let us speak outside. I will follow your lead. May Onsi guide your blade.
Follow me. Escort her to safety.
Lead on,
now, I
Wayfarer.
don't like the sound of that. That sounds like she can die. She probably can't, but I don't want to take that risk. Okay. This is probably the way to the boss level then. And as it stands, I am always interested in clearing out a delve when I can. Cracklawn was an unfortunate exception to that case. Hop. Booshki. Hop. Oh. There we go. Don't need that. Ghost and exiled warrior. Alright. Are there more? So far, no. But plenty of coffins and places where people are buried. You're just a regular old ghost, aren't you? Ah, well, I'm not in the bottom of this yet, so... that would make sense. Hop! No! I don't know what you were trying to do, but I will have you refrain from doing it in the future. And in general. Still ain't got no boss monster. I mean, whoever he or she is probably in the depth of this. So, no surprise there, but... most unfortunate. Hop! Whoop! Out of the way of that. No! A bit of a narrow corridor this, but I suppose that is pretty standard for crypts. They don't tend to be of great allowance in room. Oh, you're not... you're... Ulbasar Thief Lord. Okay. Let's see how tough you really are. No, I don't know what you intended to do, but I will stop you from doing it. Oh. Oh. What a nice thing to be able to do. You teleported. Right behind me. So what are you, some sort of mage rogue? Ulbasar Thief Lord. Oh. The rats have come to play. Skeevers. Oh, I got them all. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. Now, is there any treasure in this? Oh, no, just a ghost waiting ominously in the back. Well, no. You will refrain from doing such. Ah, Booski! Get yourself stepped on. What's in the backpack? Nothing of outright interest. All right, well, we found it. I had hoped to be able to get in and get out without you doing that. You are allowed to help me, you know. I know I am protecting you, but this is kind of silly. Pop! I saw that. I saw you. I saw you. Alright. Can you not? I was in the middle of fighting someone else when you came along and decided to be annoying. You were not in the area of interest. Spriggan's Maze. Yoink. Part of a set. take that. Now, here we go. Big old gates. I poisoned him. I'll get you, Ulbasar. I'll get you, Ulbasar. What's this? Ulbasar thinks he can lock me in this cage like an animal? Why? Because I wanted to feed myself and my family. They have forgotten about us. They aren't sending away any more food. We have to take what we can. If he hadn't stolen that memory stone, we wouldn't be in this mess. That's the reason they won't let us out. It's all because of him. But tell me why we should let good flesh just rot away while our family starves. Does that make any sense? Yeah, you get to stay in there. Can I cannot. Okay. We'll turn it off again then. Yep, had a feeling. Alright, you know what? This should make rather quick work of them. They aren't tough in any capacity. And they provide me with a lot of gear for fishing, which is nice, I suppose. No. Pillar. Why is this so marked? It looks to be very important, but it's maybe as a part of a quest. No, that's not happening. I mean, it is here, but... And then again, it isn't. Oh. Whoop. An Exiles notes. The memory stone. That's what they say Ulbasar stole. It is a secret known only to Ulbasar and the heavens. The rest of us, we all have a story. We are, in fact, from all over. Baram is the oldest. He was a merchant in his home, a place he cannot bear to name, when he was driven out by slander. Naya is a forebear doctor who was driven from her home when a crowned child in her care died of a disease for which there is no cure. Salamas is a mediocre poet who tells marvelous jokes. We're all in a better mood because of him. But he made the wrong joke at the wrong time, and so he too joined us on the road to Evermore. There are so many of us, and we pass the time telling tales of where we came from, and how it was that we went to Evermore. We have become a kind of family. All except Ulbasar. He's a hard man, an angry man. He believes we will not leave this place alive. But no matter how little he says, still there are rumors. That he was a great warrior who should have been welcomed as a hero, but instead he was exiled. That in revenge he stole his lord's most precious possession, a thing called a memory stone. These are just rumors, though, fantasies conjured by minds that have gone too long without daylight or the feel of the morning breeze on our skin. In Evermore, they know us only as the Exiles. We have been told to wait here until our status is resolved, but they have sealed the doors on us like we're prisoners. I wonder if Ulbasar is right, that we will never leave this place. He probably was. I will steal your fresh greens. For reasons that I am uncertain of. There's not a lot of light going on here. Is that a thieves' trove? Or just a law book? Either way, it shall be mine. Hop! No! Another champion point. And more skeevers that get stuck underneath the ground. Don't ask me how they do it. I don't know. Law book? No? Then why the heck is it so purple? Because of the light coming in? Don't tell me that. That doesn't work like that. Really? Something's fishy here and it ain't just the smell. Well, it's also the smell, but... What? Something is clearly supposed to be here emitting this purplish light. Yet nothing is to be found. Why? Even Snappy can't figure it out, and Snappy was half inside a barrel. Which is an impressive feat for a small crab. See, this one has a source. That one we understand.
Oh, the exit.
Oh well.
Let us see the sky once more.
Oh, it's... Alright. Do that and this, and then halt it there. It is not at an hour yet, but... It is close, unfortunately. Unintentionally. But... Oh well. Could this have been 2 episodes? I suppose. But the first part really didn't have all that much. So I felt it more fitting that it was 1.
I came to Qa'Rajh garrison seeking recruits for the Firewatch. Hunding help us, I did not expect those villains to arrive and send innocent people fleeing for shelter. I am grateful you saved the scholars. Now what can I do for you in return?
I'm looking for information about the Grey Host of the First Era.
The Grey Host was a terrible army of vampires, werewolves, and other monsters that pillaged the land. Only the combined might of the Qa'Rajh garrison and the Alessian Empire finally defeated them. That story, unfortunately, is mired in legend.
So there's nothing you can tell me about how the Grey Host was defeated?
The true story may be as enthralling as the legends, but we only have bits and pieces of it. Magic was involved, almost certainly. But whether it was divine in nature or Alessian sorcery, we have never been able to determine.
There must be something you know that can help us understand the Grey Host.
I can delve into the records of my order when I return to our sanctum. But understand that the Watch is concerned with keeping the past buried, not exposing it. I can tell you that there are indications that one of the hosts survived the slaughter.
We learned something similar. Direni Noble offered the survivor sanctuary.
A Direni noble? That gives some credence to the historical record. An incomplete parchment mentioned Viridian Watch, but we never saw the significance. It also said that only the worthy could enter the sanctuary. We never determined what that meant.
So, that place nearby where we got the first sky shard, that was called Viridian Woods. So, coincidence? Maybe, but I think not. I need to tell my associate Gwendis about this. You should return to Scholar Deal's camp.
I do not know the nature of your mission, Wayfarer, and I still have my own to uphold. But if you seek answers about the Grey Host, then may Mara bless your search.
Can you tell me anything about the Viridian Watch?
I know precious little. I never visited the site myself. Though incomplete, the historical record indicates the survivor hid in a concealed space that they were guided to. Perhaps that has something to do with the idea of being worthy.
Tell me more about that part of the record.
There wasn't much. Just that the worthy would be guided to safety. Perhaps that is the key.
if you can determine what worthy means to a vile vampire. Any place associated with the Grey Host cannot be trusted. Evil does not fade, so be on your guard.
Okie dokie. Right, well, we shall, two things. We shall, turn this side quest in and see where that goes. And we shall speak to Gwendis in the next episode. But, until then, take care.